Hi everyone, AshCuber here, and today I want to teach you how to solve a 2x2. So we're going to be using the Ortega method, which will teach us how to solve one layer first, then solve the opposite layer, and then finally to permute the whole cube and get it solved. So the first thing we need to do is to solve our first layer. So the best thing to look at is completed sides, so the blue here is going to be a good example, and we've got the blue corner over here. So we'll put it on top, move it out the way, bring that side up, put the corner in, and put it down. Now we have a completed side. And as you can see around the edges, the corners aren't in the correct places, but that doesn't matter for this method. So we'll try another one. So we've got a green bar here, we've got green at the side, so we'll move that down. Our next piece of green is at the back, so if we move this corner up, bring it round and place it down, we've got our green side complete. And we'll try and use the yellow this time, so we've got one on here, so we'll move that round, and this time we've got a yellow on top. So the way I'll solve it, instead of turning the corner, is move it to one side where I can bring the yellow up to match it together. So now we've got a bar at the bottom and a bar at the top, and then we can put the bars together to make our one side. So hopefully now you have your first layer solved. So the next step is to solve the opposite. So there are 7 stages or 7 patterns which you can run into when trying to solve the top layer, and as long as you know your OLL, it should be pretty easy. So the first case is a soon, where you've only got one colour on top and the others on the side, and this one is next to it when the corner is in the bottom left. So to solve this case, you want to follow this algorithm. And then you'll have this side and this side solved. The second OLL pattern for 2x2 is the anti-soon. So as you can see, we've got only one corner on top again, but this time instead of the colour being next to it, it's underneath here. So if you line it up like so, with the yellow facing you but the corner in the top left this time, you want to follow this algorithm. And that will solve your top and keep everything else the same. The third pattern you may run into is where you have no opposite colour on top, but you have 2 sets of headlights opposite, and you want to do the algorithm as such. The fourth pattern, we still don't have any opposite colours on top. We have a set of headlights at one side, but then we have 2 opposite colours separated at either side. So we're going to hold it with the headlights facing to your left, and you want to do this algorithm. The fifth pattern, we have 2 opposite colours on top with the set of headlights opposite at the side. And for this, you want to do this algorithm. For the 6th pattern, we again have the 2 opposite colours together on one side, but instead of having the headlights at the side opposite, we have them separate at either side, and you want to follow this pattern. And for the last case on an OLL on 2x2, we have 2 pieces on top again, but this time they're opposite to each other, and we have 2 either side. So you want to put one on the side on the bottom left facing you and follow this pattern. So hopefully now you've got your first layer complete, and you've managed to follow the OLL stage to get your second layer complete, and it's just a case of solving the cube. So what you need to look at is if you have any bars or any completed sides around the edges. So there are different cases to look at, and the first one is where we have no bars around our bottom layer and also no bars around our top layer, and you want to follow this pattern. The second pattern you want to look out for is where you have no bars on the bottom, but you only have one bar on the top layer, and you want to follow this pattern. Another case you can run into is you have one bar on the bottom and you also have one bar on the top. What you want to do is line them both up, and you want to follow this pattern. Another case you may run into is where you have a completed side and then on the top side you don't have any bars, and you want to do a Y pattern, which is as follows. So the last case of completing your cube will be you have one side completed and at the top there's a bar and it's just a T permutation. So hopefully now you've got a completed 2x2 and you'll get busy on learning all the algorithms and doing it by yourself. So to end this video, I'm just going to go through a couple of walkthrough solves, and I'll provide the scrambles on screen and in description. So for this one I'll start with the red, as we've got the bar, and we'll complete it like so. We'll then have our anti-zoom case on top, and we've got our two bars, top and bottom, and that will complete the cube. Again, I'm going to go for red. So that's one side done, and this time we've got the two headlights with the two at the side for our OLL, and we've got our two bars again. Last one. Go for orange, as we've got a bar and one on the side here, and we'll move this piece over so we can get that ready to put it into the bottom. And we've got our two headlights opposite, and again last one, the two bars to finish. So I hope you enjoyed the video and happy solving.